right, folks, this is Dr. Keith. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. All right, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Keith. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for attending. I am super excited, first and foremost, to present to you tonight just some phenomenal tools that have been really a lot of my life's research in a nutshell, folks. One thing, trading for 12 plus years, being in education during that time, doing a lot of testing and so forth. I'm super excited, like I said, to show you and present to you this phenomenal system. So what I like to do first is get the housekeeping out of the way here. Bottom line, folks, reading this disclosure, everything that we do talk about today is for educational purposes only, and only after careful consideration of your financial positions should you make and be able to trade. The bottom line is you should only risk money that you can afford to lose, right? From a psychological standpoint, from just an ethical standpoint, that's very important. I'm not a registered financial advisor, nor am I a licensed commodity trader, although I do have my PhD in finance and have been trading live for over 12 years as well as teaching, okay? Some of you already know this, so I won't go into a lot of detail about myself, but again, I've got my PhD in finance. I've been teaching at the university level for about 13 years now, specifically in finance. A lot of my classes will be advanced trading, advanced financial concepts and so forth, schools like Purdue University. So again, I just enjoyed that throughout my life. And then basically what happened was I decided 12 years ago, if I'm going to teach it, I want to learn it. And like most of you, once you start to learn to trade and get involved in the markets, right, you fall in love with it. And it's just amazing, and it's something you do day in and day out. So a lot of you know me from the seasonal standpoint as well, and there's no question about it that I love to trade seasonal influences, specifically off the daily and 4-hour charts. Today's webinar is really going to be focused on day trading, where I use 5-minute charts for my entries most of the time. You can use smaller time frames, larger time frames with what I'm about to show you. I'm just going to show you my style and how I like to trade when I'm day trading. So basically what I have, folks, and again, I'm going to spend most of the time today in live charts, just showing you basically what happened today in today's market, and how the system that I've developed can be beneficial to you. Yes, this is, let me just double check, this is being recorded, absolutely, and we'll get it sent out afterward, absolutely, okay? So basically I have a toolbox that I use, okay? And again, I'm going to show you everything live here in just a couple minutes. But I like to use the Lagar RSI. It's just a slightly modified version that I've used over the years, just from back testing. And there's a lot of ways to enter into markets. This is the one I have found the most effective. I use it on all time frames. Last year, from a swing trading perspective, I was 90% accurate on my swing trades publicly. Okay, that's phenomenal, folks. I also like to use fractal energy. I'm going to show you what that is and how that can work. And then I use a 50-period EMA just to show overall direction. Again, there's several ways to trade with that. I'm going to show you some of the highest probability ones. I'm a Bollinger Band fanatic. I like to use Bollinger Bands to check to see where price is based off of these other indicators. But I keep it simple. Everything I do is simple. I think that comes from the professor in me, where if students don't understand what you're saying, it's not adding value anyway. So I try to keep things simple, even though trading is very difficult, right? And then I'm going to reveal my market analyzer, which I call my radar screen, folks. It's a phenomenal instrument that basically will give you selection of trades. It'll trigger for you off a certain time frame. Then you can quickly look at the screen and see if it's an entry that you want. So again, it's phenomenal to be able to have programs out there that can do a lot of the searching for you. Back 15 years ago, when we had to go from one Forex pair to the other, right? And as you know, there's a lot of Forex pairs. So I'm very excited to reveal my market analyzer. All right, so again, with that, folks, I'm going to actually go right into live charts. Let me just bring this up. Okay, so again, the focal point today is the Forex market. I love the Forex market for a lot of reasons. Some of the benefits of the Forex market, obviously, is they're open 24 hours, Monday through Friday. During that period, there's usually something you can trade, right? Depending on which part of the world you're in, or basically what hours you work and are up during the day and at night and so forth. They have some phenomenal trending currencies, and if you can hit those trends, you can make lots and lots of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically show you exactly how I do it and what I do. Okay. So in this particular case, this is the British pound Australian dollar. Okay. And what I did was I just put a blue line here so you get a feel for what I'm looking at. Okay, so right here, and I'm definitely going to explain these indicators. Okay, so bear with me here. I just want to show you big picture first. So basically what I'm looking for is, the computer does the work for us as far as it's saying trigger short right here at this arrow, okay? Which is because we're getting a short trigger on my Ligara RSI, okay? Then we also have the 5-minute, which is the arrow. We have the 15-minute time frame of the Ligara RSI, and then we have the 4-hour down here on the bottom. So we have multiple time frame that will show you without having to change charts, right? Without having to change charts, we're basically showing you what the preferred direction is. So what do you think I look for the highest probability trades? I look for red, right? Look at that, folks. You're short on the 5-minute from the indicator. You're looking for shorts on the 15, and you're looking for shorts on the 4-hour. Okay. Anytime you see that, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to see lower price action here, right? It's just a matter of getting the entry then. I'm going to show you some entries that I do today. But the beauty is you can use any entry system you want. So if you're an advanced trader, or if you just like to keep things really simple like I do, there's many ways to enter this. And this is NinjaTrader 8. NinjaTrader 8. Okay. Typically what I do is on my swing trading I like to use Thinkorswim, and then for my day trading I use NinjaTrader 8. Great question. Okay, so again, just by looking at this, folks, basically I got a signal here, and I'll show you in a minute how I got that signal without even looking at the computer. Well, not looking at the chart anyway, okay? But I got the signal. It was meeting all my requirements, so you can see a nice downward play, right? Let me just clear that. Okay. I'm gonna go over several examples here, but just to kind of show you, this type of move right here, 36 pips roughly. Okay, I just like to show you big picture. This is off a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart. That's my favorite day trading time frame. Okay. You can use 15 minutes. You can use 4 hours. You can use tick charts. You can do 1 minute. Whatever you like. I found for me the most successful with my style is the 5-minute charts. Okay. What I just am showing you on the screen now is what I call my market analyzer. Okay. What this shows me is, and this is real time right now, folks, so this isn't going to match with the British pound Aussie dollar, okay? Because this is live though. So what this is showing you is the 5-minute, the M5. Bring up my highlighter again. So the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 4-hour, and the daily. These are if there's triggers or not from the Ligara RSI. Okay. So obviously when you have the 5-minute and the 15-minute alignment, you have higher probability trades, right? Those are my favorite. And obviously if you get them across the board, you hit a home run, right? But even here, right, you've got a confluence right here, British pound CAD. Granted, the time of day right now is not the greatest for trading, right? With the British pound CAD, other than the 15-minute, they're looking for shorts. They've got short triggers at different time frames. Okay, folks, that's very, very powerful. Okay, so again, you've got the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 4-hour, and the daily. So what I like to do when I'm day trading, let me clear that for you. What I like to do when I'm day trading, I'll have this, on my second monitor, and every 5 minutes it'll flash when there's a new trade. Okay, so when that's happening, then what I do is I go to the screen and I say, okay, I'm getting a signal on this particular Forex pair. Is it meeting my criteria? Okay, so it's just a beautiful thing. And the nice thing about that is you can trade several currencies, right? You can have, as you can see from my market analyzer here, let me just bring it back up. I have all currencies in here, okay? But you can change the market analyzer. Let's say you only like to trade five or 10 different currency pairs. You can just add those, okay? And you can alphabetize them and everything. I trade them all except for the exotics. I have the exotics in here, but I won't day trade those. I only swing trade exotics. But everything else is fair game for me. And the hardest part about day trading is being patient. What's amazing is when you can look at all currency pairs for these great triggers, and I'm going to give you several examples just from today, right? Imagine the power of that, right? Imagine the power of that. Okay, so that was just one example where I love this because, again, when we got the trigger here, we've got the 5-minute, which is the arrow, the 15-minute is red, and the 4-hour is red, meaning what? You have a very bearish market right now, right? This dotted line, white dotted line, is just that 50-period moving average. That'll show me overall direction, right? And price went right below that. It's clearly a downtrend, right? This is clearly a downtrend, okay? You can get these type of trades every day, folks, because you're looking at all those currency pairs, okay? So you can be very patient. What I like to do is when I'm at my office and I'll keep my market analyzer open, and I'll keep it open all day long, okay? And when I see trades, if I like them, I'll take them. Yet I don't have to be at the computer all day if I don't want to. That's kind of the beauty, is really making sure that you're looking for those highest probability trades. Great question. So one question is, how do you manage so many different pairs since they often kind of behave in tandem with each other? So a couple questions. Let me know if I answer this for what you're asking, okay? As far as number of trades at one time, I don't usually have at any point unless you're day trading at 5-minute charts, there's not usually more than 3 or 4 trades I have at one time. For example, if I get a trigger on the British pound, Canadian dollar here, let's just say, I won't take the same trigger on another British pound pair because it's almost the same type of trade, right? I'll wait and get a trade off the Kiwi CAD or the Euro Aussie dollar or something, okay? So if that's your question, then I won't take 4 trades that are all British pound related, okay? The other thing is that if you're not familiar with a pair, research it, try it for, use simulation at first, absolutely. If you look at, for example, the British pound Kiwi, the average daily 2 range on that's over 200 pips, right? Where if you use like Euro pound, it's less than 100, probably 50 or 60, right? So they're going to behave differently. So, the beauty about using like the market analyzer, and you can put whatever instruments you only want to trade. And once you be comfortable with those, then you can add more to your repertoire. Okay. Does that make sense? So yeah, so just to make sure I answer that, I'm just looking at the questions here. Yeah, I use NinjaTrader 8. And it says you get in an Aussie dollar, the British pound, euro, all going. Yeah, so and we'll go some more examples. So let me know if I answer that. Those are great questions. Great questions. Okay. Okay, so the next one, let me show you. This was, again, British pound, Aussie dollar. And again, I'm showing everything from today. You know, this is all from today's, today's market, right? I just prepared this, basically looked at different charts a couple hours ago, just so I could show you specifically, some of the things I look for. So again, having all red there, and you're right. So for example, when we got the trigger here, we're in a downtrend based off the 50 period moving average, right? We're yellow, okay? Yellow means we're getting ready to trigger short in this case. And then we're already short on the 4 hour. So you don't even have to, now there's several trades I'll take and I'll show today. You're not going to have all three of these in line with the Ligara RSI indicator. And that's certainly okay. Okay. The highest probability ones are obviously when everything's in alignment, right? And yes, this will definitely be recorded, folks. Definitely be recorded. All right, so let me bring up another pair. This is the Euro Canadian dollar, Euro CAD. So again, I'm going to show some shorts and then I'll go over and show some long plays. Okay. So it's kind of running this morning. You can see here. Right here is where there's one of the triggers on the short side. Okay. You can see from a 4 hour perspective, it's been short. It's already a short. Okay. So you've got, in this case, the yellow means we can short on the 5 minute. That's the actual trigger. Okay. And then we don't have quite alignment on the 15. Okay. And again, you're not always going to have all three. So I basically have 2 out of the 3 I'm looking for. Okay. And what I like about this trade, where I get in right at the arrow, you just put your risk right above the band, folks. That's why I love Bollinger Bands. It tells me 2 pips above the band. Okay. It either works out or it doesn't, but you have high probabilities that this thing is going to work out. Okay. So you got into the trade and went slightly against you, and then it rolled over and made you money. Okay. Then the beauty is, you see all this red, folks? If you're out of the trade, you can continue with whatever style you want and how aggressive you want to be. You can continue to get in this trade when you have red, red, red to the short side, right? Now, how did I know this might have been a pretty big move? So you see this yellow line? This is the fractal energy, okay? Haven't talked about that much yet. When it's high, when it's higher up like it is right there, okay, right here, that means there's a lot of energy in the market. There's probably going to be a pretty decent move. Okay. Doesn't tell you what direction. That's what the RSI does for you, the Ligara RSI. But it was telling me that fractal energy is high. It's got to release this energy. Okay. It's going to go higher or lower. And based off of the indicators and everything else, the bet was that it was going to go lower. Okay. So again, this is just a chart from today. Okay. And again, if you missed it, there's always entry points throughout here. You can go to a smaller time frame or whatever your entries are, okay? Or you just go to the next trade. But when you're red, 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 you can make money on shorting it throughout, okay? So I'll go into a little bit of detail on my strategy. The good news is you all can have, especially if you're interested and you purchase this tonight, you're going to get a couple months of my trading room that is recorded, and you'll learn a lot of my techniques. And I'll also have other webinars that will teach some of those. But the bottom line is I like to use a 3 profit target system. And so let me just tell you, on this trade, when would I get out? My final position, I would get out when the RSI then triggers long, I get out. So which is right there. Okay, and then you get back in, and then you can get back out when it triggers long. Okay. So again, I use the Bollinger Bands for my profit targets and my stops. It gives me a good feel of where we're at. I like to use the 50 period EMA here as well to gauge the overall trend. Okay, and I'll give some more examples. But what I really want to focus on today is, basically the system does the work for you. You just have to quickly go to the page based off your entry system. If it's a good trade, take it. If not, go to the next trade. Okay. No, I didn't take this trade. No, I didn't take this trade today, but I'm on Pacific time. But yes, in the room, we had a trade today. But the point to this is, these charts, you can use this market analyzer. Okay, can use this market analyzer, and no matter what's a good time for you to trade. So let's say you like to trade, you work day shift, and you like to trade from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., right? You can do that. Okay? That's the beauty. You can just wait for your triggers. All right, let me clean this up. Okay, so that was the Euro CAD. The Euro pairs were moving kind of pretty nice today. So again, this is the Euro Aussie dollar. Same thing. So let me explain something here. When you see these white arrows, these are saying we had a trigger on the 15-minute. Okay, the 15-minute. I don't trade off the 15-minute, but I like to, obviously in a perfect world, you have the 15 in alignment, right? Right here is where we had the 5-minute trigger. So again, what I like about this trade, folks, you've got at the time, right? You've got the 4-hour in confluence with you, okay? Just not the 15 yet. But look at the risk, right? Not a whole lot of risk. You put your stop 2 pips above. With the likelihood, because of this phenomenal trigger on the RSI, folks, this, I'm telling you, from years and years of trying different things and playing around with things, phenomenal entry technique, okay? Just on its own. But then when you use a multiple time frame, if you get 2 out of 3 and these in alignment with a good risk reward like this, look at this type of move, right? Very, very profitable, and you just almost expect at that point that you're going to make money. Okay. So again, that type of move, just to show you from here to here, right? 66 pips. That doesn't mean you hit all of that, but I'm just saying 66 pips. I actually, in the last portion, you would get out right where this trigger is long, so literally it's been about almost 70 pips on your last portion, depending on how you trade, okay? You may just take profit target 1 and call a day at 10 or 15 pips. Again, that's the purpose of today, is to just show you the power of these indicators, okay? So that was a nice trade today on the Euro Aussie dollar. Let's look at Euro Kiwi. So I got a couple blue lines here on the Euro Kiwi. Just showing you again, there's, when you have a good trend going for you, you can continue to get in and out of those trades, right? Absolutely, Jerry. I'll review everything again. Absolutely. So let me first show this. So again, here's one of the triggers of the RSI right here, which again, remember folks, you would have got this on the radar screen. It would have had a red right at Euro Kiwi. So let me go Euro. Where's that Euro Kiwi at? It's in alphabetical order. I should be able to do that, right? So Euro Kiwi right here. At the time of this, you would have got it popped up on the 5-minute chart as a sell. Okay, I just want to make sure you're familiar with how that works. Okay. So then you go to the chart and let's analyze it. So you're looking at it. You say, okay, right here is the yellow is because we have a short signal on the 4-hour going to red here. Okay, so we have a short here and we have a short on the 15. So with high probability, this thing's going to go lower. But if not, you've got your stop right above the band. But in this case, again, it basically came in, you hit your profit targets. And then in this case, I put my stop couple right above there. And then once I hit profit target 1, I actually have a break-even stop, depending on what how you want to do your profits, okay? But then you can continue this down Here's another great entry right here. Okay, another great entry right here. Again, everything's red there. Everything's red. Okay. More importantly, why would you ever want to take a long at this, right? Everything's showing short. And this happens every day, folks, because you get to pick which of these Forex pairs you want. Okay. All right. So one question is, can I review the 5 color bars? Yeah. So let me clean this up. Okay, so the RSI indicator right here, the yellow, this yellow bar is the fractal energy. Okay, that's how much energy is potentially in a move. So again, when we hit this pretty big move down here, you can see energy was rising, okay, meaning a potential move could be big. When you see low energy, it typically means a move might be just about over. So if you hit a top or a bottom potentially, okay? Same thing here. Fractal energy is rising. You had a bigger move up. Okay, so that's how I use fractal energy. I like to gauge how the market's feeling right now. Okay. Then obviously the RSI. When it dips below 0.8, I look for shorts. When it goes above 0.2, I look for longs. Okay. This first bar right here, let me highlight it just so we don't get confused. So this first bar, you can see right here, this is the 5-minute, okay? It's the 5-minute trigger, which again, it shows you on the charts with the arrow, okay? It first starts at yellow, and the reason it starts at yellow is just to show you there's a trigger to the short side, and you know because of the arrow. Then once it gets buried, once the RSI is buried to the bottom, which is very bearish, then it turns red, okay? Then it turns red. So now you know you've got red, red, red. Gosh, I gotta look for shorts here. Okay. And this red bar again is the 15-minute. So if you were to go to a 15-minute chart, you'll see the RSI on a 15-minute chart buried. Again, cool thing is we don't have to do that, right? The indicator does it for us. And then the 4-hour. And again, there's many times I'll take trades where all 3 of these aren't in confluence. That's fine. But my point is, it's just today's trading, right? Look at the confluence that was caught from that market analyzer screen. Okay. So if you, yeah, so let's say here, and I'm going to get to that. Somebody's asking, can I see it on a higher time frame? I'm going to give examples, a couple examples as well on 15-minute, 4-hour, and so forth. Okay, absolutely. So bear with me on that. All right, so that was the Euro Kiwi. Let's take a look at one of my favorite pairs I like to trade because of the average true range. You know, is that British pound Kiwi, as I mentioned. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, now let's look at some longs. So let's look at Aussie Swissy today. Let me clear that out. I like to show you these arrows, but it sure is a pain, isn't it? All right. So before we even talk about this, let me just show you. What do you see here? Green, right? Green, green. 15-minute and 4-hour are all green. So what are we looking for, folks, without even looking at the chart? Do you want longs or short triggers? What do you think? See, I'm a professor. I'm going to test you. That's right. You want longs, right? So just knowing that can keep you out of trouble, right? Absolutely. Very powerful stuff, folks. I know I sound excited because I am. I love this system. But anyway, let's see here. So we have these blue lines is where I just want to show you potential long triggers, right? There's the green. Bam. Again, all the moves, again, this is just today's trading. They're not going to be 1,000 pips every move, right? But here again, hitting your profit targets, at least my profit targets. Here's another one. Boom. Okay. So you just wait and you're patient. The 20 period moving average here. I'm sorry, the 50 period moving average here, right? You're looking for longs. These are great setups, folks. You can use any entry technique based off of that. I have my technique that I teach and share, okay? Again, these indicators are a lot of hard work that Right Line Trading and I have done to create these. We've made some significant increases in probabilities. Last year, using this swing trading, folks, I was literally 90% swing trading. I mean, that's remarkable, okay? All right, let me bring up another chart. Keep the questions coming. Again, today's really interactive. I want to make sure I answer all of your questions. And I will get to higher time frames. All right, so let's take a look at Aussie CAD today. So I got the blue lines on Aussie CAD here, folks, because, again, you're probably getting the gist of it, right? Green on the 15 and the 4 hour, right? Only look for longs, folks. Only look for longs. It doesn't mean shorts won't work either, but look for longs. So bam, entry. Profit target 1. Again, not every trade is going to make you 1,000 pips. That's not the goal, right? Just be consistent. Get back in right here. Bam. One of my aggressive plays. It didn't curl here, right? RSI didn't curl all the way down and come up. But in an aggressive uptrend, once it curves, bam, you can take it again. If you're in the, if not out of the trade, okay? So again, you can take these type of trades throughout that entire trend. Okay? And one of the questions is, what about choppy markets? Folks, I actually love to trade choppy markets as well, because when you're in a nice range, so if you have a chart here and price is going like this, right? What you can do is, it's all about risk reward when you're day trading. So when you get a trigger on the 5 minute of the Ligara RSI, and it's at the bottom of the range, you can take the long, put your stop 5 or 6 pips below, right? And then ride it up half the way. So again, in the trading room, we took one this week on that and made some money. So again, I can teach that, but my favorite trades to make some really big trades is the trend, but we absolutely like to range trade with this as well, okay? Because this will catch tops and bottoms between the RSI, the Ligara RSI, and the fractal energy, okay? So what I like to use is, what kind of stops do I personally use when you have a, so when you have a sideways trend, let's say this is it, I use the Bollinger Bands, and I just go, based on when it starts giving me the triggers, I go 2 pips below the Bollinger Band, okay? So if you don't like the risk at that point, let's say it's 10 pips and you don't want to risk 10 pips, then don't take the trade, okay? All right, great questions. Keep them coming. All right, let me bring up the Aussie dollar, US dollar, and clear the screen. So again, and by the way, when you see the time here, 3 a.m., this is Pacific, just so you're aware. Not that it matters, because again, you can trade anytime you want, but I keep mine on my current time zone. So anyway, if you're up at 6 Eastern, you get ready to, the market analyzer will say, hey, here's a long play right here, okay? Again, let me just show it to you right here. Okay, you got the trigger, which is right there. That's what's making this arrow, okay? And then you've got the 4 hour confluence, okay? So you don't have the 15 yet, you've got the 4 hour. So that's when you look at it and you say, okay, I've got 2 out of the 3. Am I okay with risking and putting my stop in my system right below this band to hit profit target 1 right here, okay? That's about a 50-50 risk reward roughly, and I'll take that every time, okay? Because again, we've got that secret weapon, right? We've got this trigger. We've got this trigger. So when I use NinjaTrader, I use, I mean, you can use Oanda or FXCM. I mean, I personally use FXCM, but they're both fine. They're both fine. So in this case, folks, again, right, lots of green here. So when we get a trigger right at this blue line, you can take this trade. I put my stop right here, right? It came against me for 2 bars, and then it's made its way up, okay? All right, there's a person who wants to look at Euro. Let's just take a look. Euro, Aussie dollar, okay? Let me clear this. Euro, Aussie dollar, okay. So on the Euro, Aussie dollar, as you can see, we've got red on the 4-hour, okay? Right here. We got red on the 5-minute. The only thing that wasn't in alignment was, in this case, the 15. So it's one of those things, I liked everything else about this. Put your stop right above the band. Then you had the nice move. You had the nice move. Any questions on that? Okay. Let me bring up another pair. Let me bring up the British pound, Aussie dollar. Let me clear this. So again, you can see, you kind of already are recognizing red. So during this time frame, folks, any entry method you want. Obviously, I teach you in my trading room how I like to enter. But anyone you want, you look for shorts in here. Your likelihood when you get these short triggers, you're going to make money the short side. Okay. You just have to know, what's the best way to enter in that. Okay. Beautiful trades here. Just absolutely phenomenal trades. High probability. All showing up here when you get the trigger on this market analyzer. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? I'm going to go to higher time frames as well. I want to show just a couple more examples. Let me look at the questions here while you're digesting all this. Yeah, so some of the questions are like, sometimes the trades are in London while we're asleep. Absolutely. I mean, again, the Forex market runs 24 hours, right? It's up to you when you want to trade. The cool thing is, right, you could trade whenever you want. So let's say you have a 4-hour block from 8 to midnight, right? You can bring up the market analyzer, have the workspace, have your favorite instruments you like to trade, and keep an eye on them. So yeah, I'm not showing you, these aren't trades I took all today, folks. These are just trades that could have been taken today. Well, I hope I'm clear on that, okay? To prepare for today, I just literally 2 hours ago took a look at different pairs based on trades that no matter what time it was, if I was around, these are what I'm looking at taking. I didn't take all these. I was sleeping on some of these, okay? So I want to make sure that's clear. Okay. let's see here. Let's bring up now Kiwi Swissy, right? You're like, who the heck trades that? Well, we do in the room. Okay. So here's an example right here. Let me blow it up just a tad. The blue line, again, I start looking for longs. Okay, so again, we have the 4-hour bias long. Okay. Right here, that white bar is a trigger on the 15-minute long. Okay. Then we had the 5-minute trigger long. Folks, I'm telling you, money in the bank. Money in the bank. When you have all three time frames like that, two triggered almost simultaneously, put your stop right at the bottom band and let the good times roll. Okay? That's what you can find by using the scanner without having to go crazy through the charts trying to find those, right? And that's the difference between like the trading room I do and others. Most will do 1 or 2 pairs. I'll literally trade almost any of the Forex market, other than I don't like to day trade the exotics because of the wicks. But when they have good setups, we'll take the trades. Okay. So let me just erase that. And let me just show you that type of move from here to here, right? 30 pips. Nice trade there, roughly. Again, if you were doing the multiple contract like I like to do, I basically get out on that last portion when I get a sell trigger on the RSI there. Okay, so I have a method that's in writing. It's not touchy-feely. I like to trade based off of rules so that I can teach the rules. Okay. All right, let me show you another one, then I'll go to a little bit higher time frames as well. Let me clear this out. All right, so let's look at the Kiwi US dollar. So same type of situation, right? You're probably getting pretty good at this right now. So the 4-hour is long. We have the 15-minute not in alignment here. We get a trigger long. So again, this was 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. I was sleeping. Okay. I'm not that old yet where I don't get up at 3, usually 3:30 or so, 4 o'clock. But anyway, but would I have taken this? This would have been a not quite as a high probability trade because you basically have this sideways 50 period. But here's what I do like about it. You got the trigger, you got the 4-hour. I mean, geez, you're just going to put your stop right below the band here. Not much risk, right? And you don't know what type of move it's going to make. You had no idea it was going to explode up like that, right? But maybe that's a trade you don't take. Or again, if you're okay with that risk, maybe you do, right? I mean, you're only risking on this trade 5, let's say you go, heck, 6 pips to make at least 6, and then you get the runner up here for over 20, potentially, okay? But again, when you have all this green, even if you miss the initial entry, right, now you're only looking for longs. You've got the 15, the 4-hour. I can pretty much tell you without looking at this chart, it's much higher. Another good entry is right here. When you have all alignment, you can just keep on doing it, okay? Great question. So my personal style, I absolutely look at news when I'm day trading. Swing trading, not so much. For day trading, like in the room, we talk about the economic calendar as we start up. And I don't trade into the news because to me that's a 50-50 probability, and that's way too low for me. Okay. If I'm in a trade and I've already eliminated risk and I have a break-even stop, there are times I'll stay in it during news, but you have to realize there can be slippage. But if I get a trigger 5 minutes, like today we were in the room and we were looking at trades, and then the Canadian dollar had news coming up. So we waited until afterward. Okay. So yeah, we keep an eye on news. Absolutely. Great question. All right, let me erase that. So again, you can use, most folks like smaller time frames because of the risk tolerance. If you like larger time frames, you know, for example, this is a 15-minute chart on the Euro Kiwi today. I mean, look at that. That's a thing of beauty, folks, right? Nice, solid downtrend without question, right? So obviously what I'm looking for is shorts. Shorts. You've got right here, 2 out of 3, then it turns all red. So during all of this, you're looking for shorts, folks. Again, if you miss the original entry, you've got several other ways to continue to enter into that market, right? So that's a 15-minute chart. So each bar is 15 minutes here, okay? But this is what you look for, is these beautiful trends. And then when you get that multiple time frame, all, you know, this is where right line trading, we spend tons of time and energy to get these settings right, to make sure that we have alignment, because you're going to hit these type of trades, okay? And when you can eliminate your risk and you can turn a day trade into a swing trade if you want, very easily in this system, okay? I know some people don't like to, so they will get out when they quit trading for the day. But there's many times where I'll start with a couple standard lots, right? I'll get rid of 40%, get rid of 40%, and then keep 20% of my trade overnight as the trend continues, and just have a nice trailing stop, okay? Yeah, so I use this for NinjaTrader 8. I don't have it available for MetaTrader yet, no. Here's the beauty though, just so you know, with NinjaTrader and Forex, I mean, you can do a demo account for free, you know, and the other nice thing is with Forex, you can literally fund it with $50 and always, that way you don't even have to worry about it expiring on you, okay? So you could still use MetaTrader and use NinjaTrader. Eventually, I'm going to get it on MetaTrader as well, but at this point, NinjaTrader 8. Yep. You know, I did, because I use NinjaTrader 8. Let me look into if it's, I don't know if it's adaptable for 7 or not. I need to actually ask our tech folks on that. Okay, I don't know the answer on that. Okay, great questions. All right, are there any you would like to see? Type them in. Time frame. I'll do a couple. I don't want to waste much of your time here. I'll do a couple though. If you want to give me your time frame. Okay, I just got word from our tech folks that this is good for NinjaTrader 7 and 8. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let me clear this for you. So somebody asked about the Kiwi cat. Okay, so what do I see here? Now I trade a little bit different off the daily, okay, which I won't go into today. I use seasonal influences with daily. But here's an example where during this time frame here on the daily, you should only be looking for shorts, right? Everything's looking great. So for example, right here, great entry point, right? Great entry point. And again, remember, this is off the daily, right? So, you know, this move is roughly 200 and some, almost 300 pips, okay? Just that little move there, okay? You want to see something in the hour? I can put this to the hourly as well. Let's see here, 60 minutes. Let me clean this up. Okay, can you see from the hourly here, trigger right here? Let me bring up the highlighter. So any time frame you want, folks, you can use. A lot of folks like to do the hourly. Some like to do 4 hour, 5 minute tick charts, 15-minute. You pick it, it'll work. Okay. All right, let me clean this up. All right, let me bring up the PowerPoints now. Well, in fact, before I do that, so let me just, one more time here, folks. I use the Bollinger Bands, the 50-period EMA, and then the real beauty, because any trend system you can work with this, okay? The real system is right here. The modified Laguerre and the multiple time frame analysis, okay? You can use this with any good trending system. I love to use Bollinger Bands, 50-period moving averages. It gives me my risk tolerance. That's how I trade. Others have different strategies. Some use Ichimoku, right? Some use whatever that strategy is for you. It'll work with this, okay? I'm just showing you what I use and how I use it, okay? Great question. Yeah, so the question is, do the time frames adjust when you go to the higher time frame? Yeah, so when I'm at the 5 minute, if I go to the 15, right, it's going to show you, it'll still show you the time frames, the smaller and the larger, okay? But it will definitely auto adjust. Okay. So basically what I'm here to offer you today, folks, is pretty exciting, like I mentioned. What you get is the workspace, which is the charts I was just showing you with these indicators, okay? And then you also get this market analyzer, okay? I am super excited about this market analyzer. It's absolutely amazing that you can find trades. It'll come up right on your screen. Then you can use your trending system and place trades with all the Forex pairs that you want, okay? So you get the workspace and the analyzer for all of you today for $13.99. You also are going to get 2 months of that free access of the trading room, which is recorded, so that I can teach you my methodology and you can make money with me if you're interested, okay? If the time works for you. I hold them from 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning is when I'm holding the room. I'm also going to start doing an evening here or there to get the other sessions going. But again, they're recorded, and you can learn a lot from me on how I trade these in that room for free, okay? And if you're the first 5 people that want to order, you can get either my Forex or my futures seasonal class as part of that package, okay? And there's a link. We're going to put the link right now. I think Rory can do that. He's going to put the link into the chat so that if you're interested. Again, I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes. So if there's any other questions, feel free to do that. But we're going to put the link in here. It's up there right now. And if you have any questions, let me know. So hopefully I answered them all. They were going by pretty fast there. So if I missed them, retype them in. And I'll spend the next few minutes answering any questions that I'm in. Okay. So the scanner itself, the trading room is a trading room. If you want to get the scanner in the workspace, that's separate from the trading room. But if you're not, but my point is, if you're a member of the, if you want to get the workspace and the market analyzer, you can get a free trial on that mastery, on that trading room. Okay. So if you're already a member of the trading room and you buy this, we're more than happy to give you the next couple months as part of that package. Absolutely. Yes, it is. That market analyzer is Right Line Trading's proprietary product. Yes, it is. Yep. So the question is, does the software scanner work for, yes, it'll search the Gara RSI triggers for the futures market as well. Yep. No, so let me explain the market analyzer. Let me reset it, okay? So what I do is I'm going to reset it here. So that let's say you're getting ready to trade for the day. Okay, I reset it, and I'm looking at the 5-minute here because I trade off the 5. So as of right now, again, remember this time of day is really slow in Forex, right? The only potential market that's triggering off the 5-minute is the Euro Kiwi right now, the Aussie US dollar, and the British pound US dollar. Over the last 5 minutes, that triggered a buy on the Aussie US dollar, a sell on the Euro Kiwi, and then a British pound US dollar. Okay, and this updates every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you for all that attended. I hope you enjoyed. Again, my intent here is that give you tools to be successful, and just so super excited that we finally got this finished up and that we can share it with everybody. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call the office as well. You can see the PowerPoint there, the phone number. You can always email me as well. Again, the beauty, if you purchase tonight and you're one of the first 5 that sign up, you can get the mastery class for free for futures and for Forex, so that you can learn exactly how I do it as well. So again, basically what you get is the workspace and the market analyzer. Okay, you'll get 2 months free access of the trading room. Okay, or if you're already in the trading room, we'll give you 2 months free as well when you purchase this. Absolutely, right? We want to be fair. The first 5 orders will receive either my Forex or my futures national seasonal class. Okay. And this offer is going to end Sunday night, folks. Sunday night. Jay, what do you mean when you say when does or where does the scanner come up? Yeah, basically what you're purchasing, folks, you're purchasing this market analyzer, this proprietary market analyzer, okay? And then you're going to get the workspace that's going to have all these indicators, okay? All these proprietary indicators. And that's what you get. Okay? If you're looking for the offer, do you see the chat box? The link is in the chat box, Kelvin. Or you can call the office, certainly if you have questions, or email us. But there's the link itself is in the chat box. Okay? Do you see it? Let me know if you can't see it. You can also see it on my screen here, but it's hard to copy that, right? So you're going to want to grab the link. Okay? So again, you can always call the office right now if you have questions. 786-713-5276. Oh, great. Perfect. Yeah, so this market analyzer is specifically for NinjaTrader, okay? So if you use Thinkorswim, again, you can open up a trial account and take your signals then by using your Thinkorswim account, right? Again, the nice thing about Forex is you don't have to fund, or you can put 50 bucks in and keep that account, right? And you can use your market analyzer and then just use your broker from Thinkorswim to make your trades. Absolutely. Yep. That's what a lot of people do. Yep. Because some people just like to use Thinkorswim for everything, right? Great question. Well, all right, folks. Again, thank you so much for attending. I appreciate your time. It will be recorded and sent out to you as well as the link to sign up in case you didn't get it. Again, I wish you all the best in your trading success. Keep in touch. Take care, everybody.